All right. Should I go ahead and get started, Kelly?
Yes, please do.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you everyone for making time to learn more about Rallyhood. Up to this point, I think some of you are familiar with Rallyhood and what it can do and why council is using it. For those of who don't know me, my name is Mark Iwins. I'm the head of client success here at Rallyhood. I've been working with Girl Scouts for a number of years. I like to say that I'm fluent in Girl Scouting, but every time I work with a new council, I'm always learning something new. So I look forward to working with all of you and learning more about this incredible organization and all the things that you do. So today, how we're going to be spending our time is really diving into the weeds and understanding how to use this platform, specifically as service unit leaders. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to talk about just the platform as a whole, kind of learn the different levels of hierarchy, just so you have a better understanding of sense of self within Rallyhood. Then we'll move on to the dashboard and provide a thorough overview. And then we're going to spend the bulk of our time reviewing a rally and all the functionality that comes with it. Most of you will be working from within a rally. So it's important that we understand all the great things that come with it. And then from there, we'll jump into the Community Hub overview. Some of you will be community admins of your service unit community page. So we'll make sure that you understand all the ins and outs that come with the Community Hub. And then lastly, we'll talk about just different things you need to be considering if your service unit is considering a Community Hub, which we strongly encourage if you don't have one already. And then lastly, we'll spend time just doing some Q&A. While I do have the end of this section for question and answers, with each section, I'm going to stop, and you are more than welcome to type your question in the chat box. I'll answer them as they come, and if it's appropriate, given the section that we're covering, I'll answer it. So as they go, just go ahead and type it in there and send it out, and we'll make sure we cover it. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, starting with the platform overview. I always like to start here because I think it's important as the leaders of your service unit. It's probably likely that at some point someone's going to come to you and say, hey, I'm really having a hard time finding this. And one of the things you're going to have to do is try to understand, okay, where are they in the platform? Are they in the dashboard? Are they in the rally? Or are they at the community hub level? So that's really why I want to spend time just focusing on what are the different levels of hierarchy in Rallyhood. So at the very bottom, you have what's called the dashboard, right? And the dashboard is what's relevant to me or what's relevant to you. It's here where all of your rallies or your groups are going to come together. They're all centralized, right? It's this whole idea about trading in 10, 12 logins for just one login, one place for all of your Girl Scout groups. And it's also here that you can manage your settings. It's also here where you can accept invitations that might be pending. Basically, you can dive into any one of these Girl Scout groups and get what you need. But most importantly, a user's dashboard is going to be unique to the individual. And that's because we all wear different hats in Girl Scouts. We all serve in different roles. And so if there's a rally for each hat, if there's a rally for each role, then there might be a rally there. So for a service unit leader like yourself, you're probably going to have a lot more rallies in your dashboard than maybe a troop leader or a parent or just a service unit volunteer. So just keep that in mind. Their dashboard is not going to look like yours. Next, you have a rally, and I've kind of touched on that earlier. We have learned from Girl Scout councils that there are thousands and thousands of rallies that can be created. These are just a few. But also you can create rallies for other groups outside of Girl Scouts. In fact, we commonly see that with volunteers like yourself. You use it for your Girl Scouts, but then it's not long that you're creating a rally for maybe your family. You're creating a rally for a committee that you're on, maybe a rally for your son or daughter sports team, whichever. You can do that if you want to on Rallyhood. And just a quick visual of what a rally looks like. Again, it's a centralized place for your group. It's got all the tools you need to really hone in on communication and centralize information and really archive the experience. There are different roles inside of a rally. There's admins and there are friends. Depending on what rally you're a part of, you might be an administrator or you might be a friend. It really depends. I'd imagine that if you are in a rally for your service unit that you created, you're probably going to be an administrator, whereas a parent, a troop leader, or a volunteer might be a friend of that rally. And we'll jump into more of the ins and outs of a rally later on. And then there's the community hub, right? So if you started thinking about what are all the groups that make up the Girl Scout Council, and I start grouping those groups together, you might put them in a community hub, right? So there might be a council-wide community hub, and there would be a bunch of council-wide rallies underneath it. In addition, there might be service unit hubs. In fact, there have been, I think, close to 20 different service units within your council that have asked, and we've created for them their own service unit community page. And obviously the rallies that you'd find there are rallies specific to their service unit. Now, this infographic is not a true representation of your council's entire ecosystem. There are probably going to be potentially 100 maybe community hubs, and there's going to be thousands of different rallies. But this is just kind of an infographic of what it might look like for an individual. They might be an individual who's a part of maybe 3 Girl Scout rallies, and those 3 Girl Scout rallies might fall under 2 separate community hubs. So just providing a visual to a community hub, again, this is what a service unit community hub might look like. Again, you can have community admins, and the benefit of a community admin is you have the ability to push content, whether that's a message, whether that's an event, whether that's a file or link down to the rallies below, which is really, really cool. And you also have the ability to create additional rallies. We will set you up with a rally for all of your volunteers. We'll set you up a rally for all of your leadership team members, and then we'll get you a rally for fall product. But maybe you want to create a rally for cookie managers. Maybe you want to create a rally for troop money managers. Maybe you want to create 2 rallies for your parents, right? So any parent who's associated with Daisy Brownie Jr., I want you in there. Maybe you want to create a rally for any parent that's associated with ambassador, cadet, or senior. You can do that. And then we also have service unit hub pages where they have created rallies for the troop because the troop leader wants one. So, you know, the service unit leader would create them a troop leader rally. I'm sorry, a troop rally, and it's a place for the troop leaders to communicate to the parents. It's totally up to you. It's your place to own. You can create the rallies for them, and like you should have visibility over all of your service unit groups. Kind of jumping the gun here, but if anyone is interested in having a service unit community hub page, I just sent you my email address. Please email me directly, and we'd be happy to get you a service unit community page. The process is we just need to verify that you're a service unit leader, and then we'll set you up. All right, so that's basically the 3 levels of hierarchy within Rallyhood. Now we're going to jump into the dashboard. As we go through these overviews of the dashboard, of the rally, and of the community hub, I'm going to bring up 2 personas. One, myself, I'm going to pretend I'm a service unit manager, and then Jake Lawson's going to be a troop leader. When it's me, I'm going to basically show you what it looks like to be a community admin or a rally admin, whereas Jake is going to be a community friend and a rally friend, just so we can give you a side-by-side comparison to show you what your experience is going to look like as a service unit manager and what potentially your troop leaders, your parents, your volunteers are going to look like. So you can kind of see how your experiences could vary depending on administrative privileges. So first, if we just kind of look at our dashboards, it's likely as service unit leaders, you're probably going to have a little bit more rallies in your dashboard. A lot of you serve in a number of different ways, so it's quite possible that you'll be a part of a number of rallies, whereas a parent or a troop leader just might have a few. But nonetheless, you get the same functionality, and any pending invitations, again, are going to be appearing in your dashboard. But the most important thing is that the dashboards are unique to the user and what groups that they're a part of. You might be wondering, Mark, how do I get to a service unit community page? How do I get to a council community page? versus how do I get to a rally? Well, the way to distinguish what is a community hub and what is a rally on your dashboard is just look for the rally or look for the hub logo. It's located on the left-hand side of the image, underneath the image. There it is, just kind of big. And it'll also say community hub, and it'll tell you how many rallies are underneath it. So if we just kind of zoom in and just take a look at what that might look like up close, on the left-hand side is a rally. You can see that there's 14 members inside. And then on the right-hand side is the service unit community page. I know it's a community page because there's that community logo in blue. And then I can also see that there's 9 rallies. Whether or not you're a service unit leader, whether or not you're a parent, if you are a member of a rally that is associated to a community hub, that community hub square that's showing there on the right-hand side will appear in your dashboard. So you can go directly to the community hub page. All right, so let's go ahead and keep diving into the dashboard and click on My Calendar. My Calendar is an aggregate of all of your rally calendars. So you can easily see what's going on for that day, for that week, or for that month. And if you want, if you click on the drop-down menu on the top there, you can easily filter your rally calendars on and off. So you can see, maybe just want to zone in on one particular rally, you have that option. In addition, you also have the ability to add an event on your personal My Calendar. So whether that's a doctor's appointment or a reminder, a holiday, or whichever, you can easily add it onto your My Calendar. And what that will do is it'll appear in your My Reminders email that'll come in the morning that says, don't forget, you have this going on today. And what's great is that it'll come in your reminder email, but it will not show up, obviously, in any rally, which is really nice. So you got a little flexibility there. In addition, you also have the option to subscribe this calendar to your personal calendar, whether that's iCal, Google, or Outlook. And what's great about this is any event that's ever added on any of your rally calendars, it'll automatically appear on your personal calendar. So to give you just a look at what are the steps to do this, I'm going to walk you through how to do it with iCal. So with iCal, what you want to be looking for in the file section of the top is look for new calendar subscription. It's going to be the same wording with Google and with Outlook. Just the location of it is probably going to be a little different. But once you click on new calendar subscription, what it's going to ask you to do is to copy and paste the calendar URL. And then once you do that and click subscribe, all of your events from Rallyhood will appear on your personal calendar. All right, moving right along to My Settings. This is basically where you can manage your entire Rallyhood experience, starting with your profile. So we always encourage everyone to upload a profile image of your beautiful face rather than of your daughter or your favorite pet or maybe a scenery. It's always really great with engagement to make sure that people can kind of put a visual to who's the person that is speaking or who's the person that's uploading this content. I want to see who they are so I can, when I see them, whether it's at a service unit meeting or at our next troop gathering or local event or whatever, I can associate a face to the name. So we always encourage everyone to upload a profile picture. In addition, any current positions that you serve, if that's something you want to add, that is always very beneficial. A lot of volunteers and parents appreciate that, especially when they're looking for help. Those positions can really help, as well as area of expertise. So if you're a cookie ninja or if you just have a ton of experience in outdoors or travel, always add that as well. Parents and volunteers will appreciate that, as well as any other additional information you're wanting to add. What this all looks like, if you go to a rally and you click on the friends section, you can see here, this is a demo account that I created a while ago. I've got my current position underneath my name, service unit manager. I've got my area of expertise and any additional info that I think other people would want to know about me. So just kind of a visual to that. All right, well, that wraps up the dashboard. We're going to jump into a rally now. Again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to go ahead and chat them in. I'm happy to answer them as they come. If I don't answer it, it's probably because I'll answer it in the future. All right, so we're gonna spend a bit of time here in the Rally because the Rally's got a ton of great functionality that I really wanna make sure all of you really understand how to make the most of it. So again, just kind of going back to, let's make sure you have a visual understanding of what you might see as a Rally admin versus what your parents or your volunteers or your troop leaders might see. So first, what's most important here is let's just look at the Rally. The Rally itself is a volunteer rally for a particular service unit. If you decide to move forward with a service unit community hub page, you would have a volunteer rally for your service unit. So anybody who serves your service unit would be invited here. And as such, as a service unit leader, you would be a admin. And as such, you have the option and ability to manage your preferences, your rally settings, and also invite people to a rally. Whereas a friend, which might be a parent or a volunteer, depending on who you invite here, they do not have access to the rally settings, nor can they invite. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at rally preferences. So rally preferences, if you're ever part of a rally that maybe just makes, there's just a ton of activity and the daily digest is very, very long, you might want to turn that setting off, which if you do, you go to preferences. A rally admin or a friend can do this. You just uncheck that, click save changes, and just like that, you will not receive any notifications for that rally. This is kind of common for large council rallies that might have thousands of people in it. So. Got some questions here. So the first question is, does the service unit leader admin need to set up a rally for a troop in the service unit hub, or can a leader set up on their own from their dashboard? If the answer is either, what is the difference? That is a great question. So you're going to want to create that from your service unit community hub page, because if you create it from your dashboard, then it won't be linked to your service unit hub page, and they'll miss out on some really good functionality. Not to mention they'll miss out on communication from you. We'll touch on that later on down the road. So another person asked, can you have more than one person in, as an admin? Absolutely. We don't limit how many admins you can have in a rally. And then can leaders set up their own troop rallies? They technically can, but we encourage that if a leader is interested in having a troop rally, that the protocol is that they come to you and you set it up for them. Again, otherwise they missed out on being a part of the service unit community hub. They'll miss out on functionality if they're just kind of like what we call like a rogue rally. It's not part of the GS HCC ecosystem. So when you introduce Rallyhood to your service unit, it's always important that you communicate that message that if you want a troop rally, please come to you and you can set it up for them. Okay. All right, so let's move along here. So this is preferences. And then next thing you have is settings. So let's go ahead and jump into a rally setting. It's here that you can upload a rally image. So if you want to upload an image, just click on upload image, and then it's always super helpful and beneficial to do that. I think it brings character and life to the rally. For those of you who are wanting to know what is the exact pixel or inch size for the rally image, it's basically 3 times as long as it is high. But if you know the exact pixels, there you go. And obviously there's a cropping tool and you can crop it. So there's that piece as well. You also have the option to change the rally name if it's not correct. Edit the rally cry. Every rally will have a default rally cry, but go ahead and change it. I always think it's super important to edit this rally cry. You want to make sure you put a good specific use case of what somebody might expect if they join this rally, so that people understand how to use it accordingly. In addition, you also have the option to make your rally private or public. If you make it private, that means the only way somebody can gain access to it is if an admin of a rally has invited them, or they have requested to join, to which the admin has approved that individual to come in. I would say probably 95% of all Girl Scout rallies are private. The other option is that it could be public. If a rally is public, it means any Rallyhood user can join this rally and see the contents and the post inside. And they can also share information from one rally, invite others to join. All right. The other option in rally settings is the notify immediately. So what you can do here in the message wall, if you cannot wait, if your message cannot wait for the daily digest to go out, let's say you have a weather cancellation or an event has been canceled and everybody needs to be notified immediately, you can go to that message wall, type in that message, click or check off this notify immediately button, which I'll show you in just a bit. And what that will do is it'll send a message out, an email to everyone in the rally, and it'll also send a notification for those who have the mobile app on their phone. But sometimes this feature can be abused. So what we have as a default setting is that only administrators can use it, because sometimes people think every message they have is super important. Everybody needs to know about it right then and there. So we have it as admins only. But there are circumstances where everyone should have access to it. One example that comes to mind is a committee rally, where everybody might want to have the ability to notify immediately. All right, so just with moving along here, that third button that rally admins have access to, that friends do not, is the invite button. What that basically allows you to do is you can quickly invite someone to join your rally, and you have several options to do it. You can quickly add their name, first name, last name, email. You can do a bulk email where you just kind of copy and paste everyone's email in there and send it out. And you also share the link onto a website, in an email. And then you also have your social channels if you want to share it through Facebook or Twitter. If you do send an email, or if you do see the invitation through quick add or bulk email, that invitation will come in the form of an email. So you have that. All right, so before we jump into the message wall, there's some good questions here. I just want to make sure we cover them. So one question is, whoever the admins of the service unit hubs will need to make a rally for each troop. That's a great question. Typically, we'll address this at the end. I always encourage that a troop leader you should only create a troop rally if the troop leader is asking for it, or if the parent is asking for it. A lot of times service unit leaders will just create a rally for every single troop, assuming they want one, when in truth they don't. It's always important that the troop leader asks, and if they do, then you as a service unit leader or as a community admin of your service unit hub, you can go ahead and create one for them. All right. Who at council can set up troop rallies? Honestly, if you want troop rallies, that's service unit leaders can do that. Council doesn't need to set up troop rallies. But if in the event that you want council to get involved, you can email customer care and they can get you squared away. All right, so let's go ahead and keep moving along. So the Rallyhood message wall. So really cool feature here. I mean, you guys all know how to, post a message. It's not all that different from other messaging sites. But when you do click on a new message, you can obviously add a title. You add the body of the message. You've got some great formatting tools there to make your message really stand out. In addition, you can also insert an image to your message, which is different from attaching an image. So if you want to insert an image to really show them how excited you are, you can certainly do that. The way you do it is you got to locate, go to your favorite online photo sharing site, or maybe it's jiffy.com, which is what it is for me. I love sharing Jiffies in the Rally message wall. What you'll do is you'll find your Jiffy or find your photo online, right click on the image, or in Jiffy, just click on copy link. And when you do, they'll give you the URL to the image. Just right click, click copy, right? So you're copying the URL, and then click on that icon and you'll get something like this, insert image, to which you'll just paste that URL in there. And what that'll do is it'll insert the image into the body of the message, which I'll show you in just a second. In addition, if you want to attach a file or multiple files, you can easily do that. We support all file types, whether that's Word, PowerPoint, Excel, CSV, you name it. There is, however, a file size limit to 8 megabytes. If it is a file, we will automatically upload it to the file section, so you don't need to do it twice. And should you prefer to attach photos rather than inserting photos, you can attach photos, and again, those will also automatically be uploaded to the gallery. But when you do click on the file section, obviously your computer's hard drive will pop up, and you can select the files as needed. In addition, this is the notify immediately. Again, this is coming from an admin view. Friends will not see this, but notify immediately if this is something that needs to be sent out immediately. If you check that off, again, it'll come in the form of an email, and then it'll also come in the form of an app notification on your phone, just like you can see here. If you slide it over, you'll immediately see that image. But once that image is posted, you obviously have some options here. So again, this is what it looks like when you insert an image into the message. But once you do post it, you obviously have the ability to add a sentiment, whether that's like, thank, or send love. You also have the ability to share that message. If this is a message you want to share with another rally that you're a member of, if you click on the share icon, you can easily view the rallies, and we'll also let you know if somebody else has already shared it to one of the rallies you're a part of. So you can easily take information from maybe a council-wide rally and share it to your service unit rally, or share it to your, or if somebody posts some good information in your service unit rally that you want to share to your troop rally, you can do that as well. If you ever want to know the details of the message, just click on that eye icon and you'll see who was the person that posted it, what was the timestamp related to it, and it'll also tell you if this message has been shared outside of this rally. All right. This is a friend view, so as you can see, they also have the ability to like the post, they can comment, they can also share it, and they can also view the details if they want to. All right. So great question. Somebody had asked, when you attach photos to a message post, which gallery would the pictures go to? Is there a message wall gallery or similar? Yeah, so in the gallery, there will be a message wall album automatically created where all of those photos will live. All right, so in the rally calendar, similar to your personal calendar, you have several ways of adding an event. You can click event, or you can just click on the day, whichever you prefer. And when you do, you'll get something that looks just like this. You can add a title, location. If the event is a virtual conference or requires a web conference URL, you can easily add that in, whether it's Zoom, I'm trying to think, Microsoft Teams, whichever you use, Google, you can add that in there. In addition, you also have the ability to request RSVPs, and then you also have some awesome repeating options. So if it's something that needs to repeat daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whichever you can decide. But if it's something that's happening day of week or day or month, so let's say it's every fourth Friday or every second Thursday, for those monthly service unit meetings, you can create this event once and it can be created for the entire year. So that's a really cool feature that can save you a lot of time, rather than handing out pieces of paper with all the calendar events and service unit meetings on it, and each individual leader has to input it in their own personal calendar. So by putting it all into a rally calendar, either it's one person or several people, everyone gets the benefit. The other thing is you have the ability to subscribe this rally calendar to your personal calendar. So if you don't want to subscribe your your aggregate calendar and your dashboard, but you just want to subscribe a one Rally calendar, you can do that. The steps to do that is the same as I showed you previously. In addition, you can also view the calendar in list view. This is just a really cool way on the mobile app if that's something that you prefer rather than scrolling month by month. Any event that's ever added on a Rally calendar, again, Rallyhood will send you a My Reminders email the morning of, so you can see, hey, here's the event that you have going on for that day. This email is also an aggregate of all the events that are happening from that day. So it's not just 2 emails for 2 events that are happening that day. Again, it's one email. Here are all the events you have going on for that day. One question we commonly hear is there a way to set a reminder ahead of time, right? So if you're creating maybe a service unit meeting on Thursday and you want a reminder to go out on Monday, you want a reminder to go out on Wednesday. Unfortunately, you can't do that. So what you would do is you would create the service unit meeting for Thursday, and then you would also create 2 separate events that would serve as a reminder. Reminder service unit meetings on Thursday, reminder service unit meetings tomorrow, for example. Or if it's registration opens or early bird registration, a great event, last day to deadline or last day to register, that kind of stuff. You would need to create the reminder in the calendar, and that'll be sent the morning of. Somebody asked with the repeating feature, if I need to change one meeting's details, it looks like it changed them all rather than just one. Did I miss something, or is that correct? That is a great question, and unfortunately, Kara, I'm not sure I know the answer to that. I'll get back to you on that. I'm pretty sure you should be able to change it per one, but I'll have to verify. All right, so Rally, the gallery tool. I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory on sort of how to use this. I think you're all familiar with photo sharing, but what's really great here is that friends and admins can create albums, and everyone can contribute to uploading. Everybody can view, everybody can download, people can comment, which is fun. The only difference is that admins can edit or delete any photo or any album, regardless of who created it, whereas a friend can only edit or delete their own photo or album. So with a particular photo, you obviously have a few options here. You can comment on the photo, you can do the sentiment, you can download it. And sorry, you can't share. That's supposed to say you can edit, which means you can just rename the photo if you want. And then you can also flag it if you need to. All right. Creating an album is very simple. You just would click on the drop-down menu, click Create New Album, type in the name of the album, then just go ahead and start uploading photos. So pretty simple there, 3-step process. And similar to the file section, there's no limit to how many photos you can upload. We don't limit storage. We do just limit photo size, which again is 8 megabytes, which is a pretty high quality photo. All right, so files is very similar to the gallery in that everyone can contribute to the file section, meaning anyone can create albums. I'm sorry, anybody can create folders, anyone can create subfolders. Anybody can upload a document, view a document, download a document, which is really, really great. It's important to know that if anyone does upload a file, anyone can access it. So always be aware of, if you're uploading files that people that are sensitive, just make sure you're aware of what Rally you're in and who's going to be able to have access to it. In addition, if you're used to dragging and dropping files, you can do that. You can just grab your files from your desktop and just plop them into this file section and it'll automatically upload. And similar to the photos, there's no storage limit. The file size limit is per file, which is 8 megabytes. And again, there's no limit to how many folders or subfolders you want to create. So some really good best practices I always like to highlight for those who are a part of a service unit, a volunteer service unit rally. I think this first one of creating a folder per grade level, right? What are some great meeting ideas for brownies, great meeting ideas for juniors, et cetera. and you know, just really share some great best practices with everyone within your service unit. Another great folder you could create are those forms. We know there's a lot of forms that everyone needs to be aware of. Sometimes just tracking them on the council website can be a little tiresome. So an easy way to just centralize it for everybody is just go ahead and create a folder for it, whether it's a folder that's on the website or a form that's no longer on the council website. And then lastly, another great one is service unit meeting minutes, right? Not everyone's gonna be able to attend these meetings. So it's a great way to upload the minutes so those who weren't in attendance can go there and review the notes if they want to and get caught up on what was talked about rather than picking up the phone and calling you and taking time out of your day. So it's also really important for those who want to just centralize all that information they can. Somebody, Kara, just asked, are we able to edit the toolbar across the top of the rally? If I wanted to remove give from my troop rally, for example, yes, you can. You do have the ability to turn the tools on and off. You just need to email clientsuccess@rallyhood.com and we'll go ahead and change the back end so that you can do that. We're waiting for that to be automatic. So in the future, you'll automatically have the ability to do that in Rally settings. But for right now, it's a little bit of a manual process. You just need to email us at clientsuccess@rallyhood.com and we'll get that changed for you. Great question. I'm glad you asked. All right, so creating a folder is just like creating an album. Just click on the drop-down menu. You'll get this same look and feel. Just create a new folder, type in the title of your folder at the top, click save, and just like that, the folder is created, and then you can immediately upload some documents straight to that folder. And creating a subfolder is pretty simple. You just go back up to that drop-down menu, click new folder, and just like that, you can create another subfolder, or you can easily just drag and drop a subfolder or drag and drop one folder on top of another folder to create a subfolder. In addition, if you ever need to remove a file from a folder, let's say you uploaded a file to the wrong folder, just click on that folder, drag it up to the very top of where the folder name is, and that will pull it out and it'll go back to the main file section. That's files, so pretty simple. Moving on to links. As you all know, there's a ton of resources that a lot of volunteers and troop leaders and parents should be aware of. Helpful links really make it easy for all those resources to be centralized. So whether you're an administrator of a rally or a friend of a rally, you can create link boards. So think Pinterest. They're basically just a category, you're kind of creating categories of the resources that you need. And then with each one that you create, you can easily add a link, view a link, and obviously click on it and go straight to it. Again, similar to how the other tools work, only admins can edit or remove any link that's created or link board for that matter. Some good ideas that you might want to create for your service unit volunteer rally is, council links that are important, maybe links to USA, maybe the store, or maybe just travel ideas, which is up to you. Similar to creating a gallery, similar to creating a folder, just click on the drop-down menu. You can click on new board. When you do that, just type in the name of the board and then just click save, and just like that, it's added. And same thing with adding a link. You'll just click on the add the link button in the right-hand corner. When you do that, you'll be prompted to copy, or you'll need to paste that URL in, or if you know it, you can just type it in. Just click save, and when you do, Rallyhood will go to that website, pull an image down so it looks beautiful and really unique and fun and engaging. So, which is really, really cool. All right, so the Rally signups tool is a great way of just coordinating just all the things that need to happen within your service unit, whether it's covering a shift, a task, or maybe just want to use it for simple polling. Both, again, admins and friends can create a sign-up list, and then they can also add items to it. And the items are the things that people are actually signing up for. And similar to all the other tools, admins are the ones who have the ability to edit or remove any sign-up list or item. Friends can obviously edit and delete the items and lists that they create. So to create, I'm sorry, before I jump to how to create a sign up list, if you click on the edit option in the right-hand side, your edit options include just editing the list itself. You can duplicate it as a draft. So let's say you created this poll, but you want to tweak it. Rather than starting from scratch, you can easily just duplicate it, and then you can, it'll basically recreate what you have here, and you can easily add more to it. You can also archive it, and then you can also delete it as well. So if this is something that this sign up list happens reoccurring, you can archive it and then reactivate it later. Or if you just want to make room, you can easily delete it. All right, so let's move on. So when you create a list, simply just click on new list. And when you do, the first thing it'll be asking you to do is to type in the name or what is the shift, what's the task, or maybe what's the polling question. So I'm going to do a polling example. When should our next service unit meeting be? And so once you do that, click save, and you can go ahead and then start creating items. Somebody asked, can you print a hard copy of the sign up list? Yes. Next to the new list, you'll see a download button here. If you download that, that's going to be your Excel or your CSV format, which is going to be your hard copy. Unfortunately, great question here. Somebody asked, where can you create a sign up that would be shared with multiple service units? Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to share signups just yet. That will hopefully be coming down the road. So my hope is by the time you need to start sharing sign up lists with everybody, that will be available. And for those who are asking, where is the sign up list? It's very possible that your Rally admin has just turned that feature off. And so if it's something that you need in your Rally, just go to the message wall maybe, or just you can direct message your Rally admin and say, please turn the sign up tool back on, and they'll know how to do it. All right, so how to create an item to your list. Just click add new item. And what you'll do is you'll get a screen that looks just like this, where you'll just type in the title of that item. So for this example, I'm doing a poll. The title is Thursday, September 3rd at 7 p.m. From there, I'll just add a description. I have the ability to determine how many people can sign up for this particular item. So for this one, I'm just going to leave it as a no limit. And then you obviously have date and time. You can make it repeat, and the same repeating functionality that you have in events is also in the signups. And then you also have the option to show the names of those who are assigned to the item just for admins. If that's something that you just would prefer to keep it that way, you have that preference. And then if you ever need to attach any type of documents, you can do that. But once you have your item created, just go ahead and click save. And when you do, this is what the item looks like. Obviously, if there's more information inputted, there will be more information displayed. But once you create one item, just gonna repeat that same process to create, maybe a few more. And just like that, you have your poll. I will say that we are in the process of we're in the process of creating a new polling tool, which will be separate from signups. So be on the lookout for that. We're excited about that new functionality coming to Rallyhood, because we know that signups is a very, it's polling light. There's only so much you can do here. All right.